Well, on Open Exchange, I'm going to introduce the next little segment of the show while Nazipa calms down. It's Women's Month kicking off today, and Forbes Woman Africa is planning a very special cover to celebrate the success of women. Editor of the magazine, Renuka Methil, comes into the studio now with us. Good morning to you, Renuka. Tell us what you've got planned. And it's a special month, and yes. Forbes Africa Women is a relatively new magazine, so it's a big opportunity to make a splash.
I know. Forbes Woman Africa was launched as a premium women's magazine in October last year, and since then I came on board in February. So we're very excited about the product. There's just so much to do, so many African stories to be uncovered, just waiting to be told. We need to see it as it's a Pan-African publication, so we need to see it in that context. There's just so many stories of success, stories of hope that are waiting to be told in the African continent. And these are women, the women that we address are four-dimensional, not even three-dimensional. Yeah. I mean, they wear many hats. They're teachers, they're mothers, they're wives, they're entrepreneurs, business leaders, community leaders. And what a great way and a great platform to say those stories, really.
And I think in a roundabout way you've answered the question that I wanted to ask you next. And those are some of the covers that you've had so far. And my question was going to be, how difficult is it to find big business stories around women in Africa? Because oftentimes you say we want to celebrate women, and the response that you get is, well, where are they? But you're saying that they're there and the stories are bountiful.
The stories are definitely bountiful. Look at us, Nuzi. You're sitting in front of me. You're successful. You're African. You're a woman.
Remember that.
So I personally think, I mean, the 5 months that I've been on board with the magazine, it's been tremendous. I mean, I traveled to Rwanda, you know, even in the heartland of Africa. If you see, I went on a field mission with UN Women with Dr. Fumzile. And rural women folk in their bright, colorful costumes, you know, turning tomatoes into cash. They have savings bank accounts, they're empowering their families, themselves, sending their children to school, and they're empowering their communities.
Isn't there also, there's a lesson beyond women, if you like, and there is that it's been pointed out in many households where women are who look after the money, the households are run better. They multitask more and so on. Isn't there a problem, though, perhaps, that you have to tend, because of advertising, perhaps, or because the look of those two covers that we had, it's got to be glitzy, it's got to be women who are really
glamorous.
Successful. But glamorous. But you also want people, I'm not saying they're not glamorous or attractive, but perhaps not household names, not glitzy, so they maybe don't sell the magazine.
Well, the way I look at it, it's Forbes Woman is a capitalist consumer magazine with a socialist heart. So you're looking at one segment of successful entrepreneurs, business leaders, but they also, I mean, I think women are by nature, they want to give back. They have this creative, inspirational side to them. So when you address that segment of women, what you're also doing is they're going to be talking, they're going to be empowering another community, they're going to be empowering these underprivileged women as well. So you're addressing both sides of the spectrum, really.
And of course in South Africa the month of August is just so significant, because this is the one time where we really amplify women in our societies and what they're doing. What are you doing, what have you done with the cover to try and amplify the significance of the month of August and women?
Well, what we did, I mean, this is the cover, it's a really striking cover.
That's one of the ones we saw up just now.
Yes, it's out next week. It's the August-September issue. And what we did was we focused on the creative side of women. I think inherently every woman has a creative dimension to her, whether it's creating a business, a product, or anything at all. So, and women are, by nature, they're inspirational, they're ethical, they're change agents, they're transformative, they transform society in positive ways. So we looked at the creative, we wanted to celebrate the creative spirit of Africa.
And Tantang Liza, who's on your cover, is possibly one of the biggest creative stars on the continent, because her music transcends all the way to West Africa. You go into Kenya and you hear a Mafiki Zolo song, and you're almost even defying a bit of what would be expected from a Forbes cover, because she's a music artist but not necessarily a gazillionaire.
Well, our focus for Forbes Woman is not just wealth, it's also influence. We have to talk about women who have very powerful stories, and she is just an example of that. She's not just a style icon, she's not a singer, she is also an entrepreneur. She's a fashion entrepreneur, she's a style diva, she has her own clothing brand called N in Vintage. She's launching a men's line. And she has a very powerful story to say. She's undergone several trials, tribulations, and tragedies, and look at where she is. She's riding a wave of popularity, and I think she's broken every stereotype in the book.
Well, it's a fascinating story, and
Yes.
we've just scratched the surface at the start of Women's Month today.
Yes.
Thanks to Renuka, who has come in. She is the editor of Forbes Woman Africa.